Hey guys, and welcome to a really special episode of Costa Rica Crypto. I know I say that every single episode, but today is actually special. I'm lucky enough to be here live with the guys from HorusPay, who have actually done something brand new on EOS and are in the midst of launching the staking contract for HorusPay. So we're going to get into that in a little bit. But first, I just want to kind of talk to the team and get a little bit of background and kind of figure out what makes you guys, what you guys are wired about, what makes you guys kind of tick. So I just want to start off really quickly. I know you guys have been logging a ton of hours, especially over the last little while, in order to get HorusPay Staking live. So congratulations for doing that. I guess the first question I want to ask you guys is, how long have you guys known each other? And, how did you guys end up launching HorusPay, which is, of course, one of my favorite projects? Did you guys work on previous projects together, or, how did this whole idea kind of come to fruition?
So I take on that question. We met in different circumstances, and this is our first project together. When I had the idea of HorusPay, I went different locations that I went to Consensus and Tulip of different conferences trying to recruit people. And then, so I recruited Jack. Jack, I saw a really, really nice tutorial in how to create a token on Steam. And then I reached out to him. And then I flew him like a week after our conversation. I flew him to Florida to meet me. And that's, he's been on the team ever since. He was the one behind the creating the token and the airdrop and all that. Jack is fluent in C++, and so you're gonna get to see today some of that action. You're gonna see him on action today. So him showing you on the net, on the main net, how things are looking for our staking contract. And then Scott, we met at Tulip. I was giving a presentation about HorusPay, and I thought that nobody was listening. And there was Scott, tap me on the back and say, "Hey, here's my business card. I'm a full stack EOS developer." And then I looked at it. I'm like, wow. And then since then, I reel him in on the team. Very happy I did that. He's amazing. So
I'm glad to be here. And at least from my perspective, when I talked to Jared the first time. So first of all, HorusPay is solving a real world business need. It's not just trying to be some sort of some gimmick that, we're jumping into the blockchain. It's using the blockchain. What it's for is to do things that couldn't be done before. So having an underlying business model was important to me. And with talking to Jared, he was just very confident and seemed to know the industry. And I've been telling people that on EOS, this whole new technology, if you know what it's capable of, all you really need is you need the technical person who understands how to do the coding, and you need the business person, entrepreneur, the subject matter expert who knows the in and out of the industry. And that way each could pair up and focus what they're strong at.
So what actually defines good team symmetry for you guys, and how important is having that symmetry to the project overall?
I don't know, man. We just click like peanut butter and chocolate.
I think, it's our underlying skill sets complement each other already. So it just kind of worked out. And the fact that we kind of like all like hanging out and had a great time, like hanging out together, that even makes it even better.
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest, the team is one of the things I feel best about. Like, these guys are awesome. These guys are awesome, and they're all sharp. They all know their stuff, and everybody has a different, unique sort of skill set that's related and close enough, but everyone has their own little niche that they're able to kind of step up when they need to. And yeah. That's not something that's easy to really find.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. I mean, there's a lot of projects out there. There's a lot of people trying to get into the space. It's really great. I don't know. I think we're just kind of like a blessing that get along so well and just like mesh so well.
Yeah.
It's more. I mean, I really think it's a friendship thing, as well as the whole company goes hand in hand.
Yeah, that's right. And then so we're all very grounded and we know our place very well. So there's not anybody thinking that is better than the other one. So we just bring the best out of us and bring our skills to the table. And that's it. I think that's just important for the work we do.
Yeah, we save our egos for useless things.
I love it. And that's kind of the way to do it. So it seems like you guys have a pretty good relationship. Everybody, of course, knows the project really well, works together really well. You enjoy spending time. You can't beat that. But I have kind of a follow-up question to that. And just to make it like a little extra interesting, I want to know like who out of everybody is kind of like, who's the thinker, who's the realist that grounds everybody, and who's kind of the timekeeper, who's kind of watching the deadlines and making sure that you're allotting your time properly.
So
that would be JT. He's the guy who's very rigid and organized, and I'm the kind of right brain who comes in and solves all these things out of order, which adds to the synergy, really.
We have the yin, the yang.
Because having someone organized sometimes to keep you in line is important. Just as important as kind of thinking in an abstract way. So
JT is JT Taylor. He's not here today with us. He was early in the week, but he left. He had another trip to do. So
no, I'm just happy. It's cool to be able to have you guys all together. So it's kind of like it's fun, at least for me. It's been cool. Drew, we've spoken a ton of times, so it's cool to finally kind of bring the team together. Next question is, and this one's important because I think I'm funny. I'm not. I'm finding out. But I think I am. Who is the funniest out of the whole group? Like, who's like the Joker who cracks all the jokes and keeps everybody's laughing?
Well, I would say the least funny person is Jack.
You.
See, they say it at the same time.
With a mustache like that, you have to have a sense of humor.
You guys.
A bit of like Jerry Springer in here. I love it. I just I wanted to I'm just messing with you guys.
The funny thing about me is that I say the joke, nobody laughed on my punchline, and then whatever I say after is what they laugh about. They just love it because I have a strong accent. I don't know.
We wouldn't have you any other way, my friend. We wouldn't have you any other way. What's kind of the coolest thing? We're going to move into some questions. We're going to talk about staking, but what's been the coolest thing for you guys doing the project so far? What's kind of been the most interesting aspect to you guys? What's been the most rewarding?
Oh wow, that's really a hard question. I mean, we're just on the bleeding edge of doing new things on EOS. So everything is very excited. So I'll let Jack take the floor on that question.
I'll just throw in. I think it just really feels right, kind of, and I think we all kind of feel that on the project. It just feels like we're doing the right thing. We have the right people, the right ideas.
EOS brings people together who have similar values. So it's like once you're part of the secret handshake, it's like everything just falls into place.
I'm noticing that I'm lucky enough to be able to speak to a lot of guys like yourself and some of the devs and some of the VPs, and it's just, for me, it's been like one of the most accepting, welcoming communities I've ever seen, of just people coming together who legitimately care. And I think I want to move on a little bit, but just for anybody who hasn't seen any of our previous interviews or the video I did long before I ever met you, because I love the concept of what you're doing, can you kind of give a brief summation of the project, the problems that it's solving, and why it's needed?
So I'll try to make it brief because we probably want to concentrate on a higher level. And then I encourage people to for a better understanding of our project to go back and watch our previous interviews on your channel. But in summary, we're putting together a global payroll platform that allows clients and vendors to come together and eliminate the middleman in between, and then exchange payroll data and ultimately also pay employees using cryptocurrency. So that's in a nutshell what we're going to accomplish.
And of course, as you said, people can go and check out any of the movies or come hit you up in Telegram, because there's a lot more to it than that. which is why which is why I love the project so much, and I'm so stoked about it. But let's move on to what we came here to talk about today. It's like a Costa Rica crypto exclusive. You know what I mean? You guys are literally just launched the staking contract. Before we go there, let's talk a little bit about, you've created, in my opinion, what's probably one of the best token economics out of any token on EOS so far. It's kind of it's got a closed loop feedback system. Do you want to kind of explain what the benefits are of the new incentive that you have set up through staking?
So the idea for the staking is to create a different currency that it is more of a payment of a digital asset that is stable. So when companies send value overseas, they're not worried about volatility. So we're creating a system behind that, an EOS reserve that would eventually back up the value of the eCash, of the Eos Cash. So the whole system works as a feedback loop, as you mentioned, because companies are going to be paying their payroll vendors in eCash, and then the payroll vendors are required to take eCash in order to access the system and offer their service on our global payroll platform, which they're going to get for free if they do so. So they have an incentive to take eCash as a payment. And then at the end, also the owners of Horus or the companies, if they're short in eCash and they want to pay their employees fully with it, they can either get more tokens from the market and stake more, or just buy from the market, which they're going to be buying from the people that they're paying, and it's going to it's a cycle, right? It's creating a mini economy within the platform. So it's much more complex than that. I think it would be a really good idea to read the Medium article that I posted, which is more detail, and then you can read and understand it at a deeper level, or token economics.
Man, I'm going to link to that below. I've got a really good grasp on it. We don't have a heck of a lot of time to spend on it, but as I said, it's for me and for a lot of other people. This isn't just me. I think that it's probably one of the strongest token economics out of anything that's kind of come up and through EOS, and it's really cool. Just to put it in layman's terms, from what I understand, HorusPay has given birth to another token, and then in order to receive that secondary token, you can stake your current HorusPay to receive kind of a dividend on that. I know that you have a varying amount for the dividend on that. Do you want to just kind of clarify that? How many do you need to stake? How does it work?
You want to take that?
I think we agree 10 Horus tokens is the minimum amount that you need to stake, and it's basically just back into the same smart contract that we have for our Horus token. So we have two tokens running on the contract. One is the Horus token, where we already airdropped to everyone on the Genesis block snapshot. And now you can use that token, if you have it, to stake for the Eos Cash token that Jared kind of orchestrated. He's the mastermind behind that.
So
right. He's the master with the C++.
What is this I think you guys are calling it the Horus Cash or Horus token, or this little baby token that you get for putting your current Horus up for staking. What's the token use case for that thing? What exactly does it do? You need 10 Horus to stake in order to get this return. It's kind of like a little return on your investment just by locking up your tokens until a certain point, right? But what's the function of eCash or this little baby token that we've got going on?
So this baby token now, we're going to stay away from calling it a return on investment. But what we're doing is we're giving it the utility of being the currency, the value system to pay or to compensate payroll vendors that are willing to pay to work on the platform in exchange of that token. So let's say that you're a company and then you're using the system to exchange data with your payroll provider. If your payroll provider is using the software, he's required to accept that token as a payment. And then, so that's one use case. The other use case is that the token will be used to pay employees, since it's running on EOS, is very fast. We want to make it stable. So it is the perfect fit for transmitting, doing a payroll disbursement overseas without losing value on the payment. So, for example, on the current system, if you're paying your employees in Argentina, by the time that you initiate payroll, by the time that you're closing payroll, there could be some volatility on the purchasing power of the Argentinian peso due to inflation. So this is removing that factor, and then you're going to pay exactly what the employee should receive, and it's just going to speed up the process completely. Yep. So that's the use case of eCash. We want eCash to be the digital asset that is in everybody's wallet, and then there's not an expectation on return because it's just a stable. So that may encourage people to start using it to pay for things, to pay for a bill, pay for a taxi ride. So what we want to do is we want to introduce payroll cryptocurrency, and then that way we encourage the companies to come in, start using it, and then we're going to start putting it on people's wallet. And if the people are not expecting a huge return on their investment, if they see that it's just it is a stable currency, they're probably going to end up using it to pay for things, and it's just going to encourage adoption.
So what you're saying is that if there's companies out there, and I know there's companies out there that are watching you because I watch your Telegram, I know what's going on. I come check you guys all the time. What you're saying is that if there's companies out there who plan on using this platform, they can take their current, they can go out, they can grab some HorusPay, or they can take their current HorusPay, they could stake it, and then the return from that staking they can actually use to pay their employees when the platform goes live.
Yes, correct. And not only pay their employees, also pay their payroll vendor for payroll services. Okay. So one thing to mention is that initially the currency is not going to be backed by the EOS reserve that we're creating. Initially, it's going to trade fairly, and so the market would decide on the price. We're not going to get into pegging the currency initially, but eventually, when our EOS reserve is big enough, and at some point, whenever this eCash goes under $1, then we'll release or EOS reserve and say from now on, eCash is pegged to $1 and is backed by this EOS public reserve.
Yeah, so Matt, there's a lot of amazing things you can do with smart contracts. So we're kind of looking into the research into this right now, and one of the cool things is the Bancor algorithm, which is what they're using for the EOS RAM token. And that's really cool. So we're looking into using that to help stabilize this eCash coin, and possibly look into solutions like that. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with smart contracts. So I think Bancor could possibly be one that we look into.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn.
There is a lot to learn.
But as of right now, you can start staking your Horus and receive the eCash just as any other token immediately.
Yes, and the good thing is that the circulation right now is 0, so there is no pre-mine. It's no pre-mine tokens. Now anybody can stake Horus and start minting this token from 0 circulation. We didn't pre-mine one.
Yeah, and if you have Horus, if it's just sitting around, you might as well stake it. The caveat is if it'll take 7 days to unstake, as long as you don't plan on selling it, and you shouldn't, because why not? Because we're pretty awesome. We're a pretty great team. So, yeah, just get your tokens and stake them, and collect your eCash.
Right, and then that's one of the reasons why we didn't want to like also peg it to $1 in the early days, because of the little circulation. If we peg it to $1, we may devalue the token right out. You know, when it's little circulation, it might be not a good idea to peg it to just only $1.
Yeah, I totally get it. And I'm sorry, we're all so excited here with the delay. I'm a huge fan of the project. I've been watching the project. I know that the stable coin came out of the necessity of trying to eventually be able to get currency, be paid in a certain type of cryptocurrency. And then if you're in another part of the country where currency is very volatile, one of the problems is you get paid out in a certain amount, and then the next thing you know, the next day, it can be as low as half. So stem from that. Now, the Horus will produce these stable coins, which you can use for a couple of different functions right now, which includes actually paying employees with the platform. And you're saying that potentially in the future, the Horus Dollar could evolve into something. You're looking at plans to be able to develop the token use cases in the future, which is absolutely phenomenal. I am, of course, a Horus holder myself, and I've been watching this really, really closely for the next little while. Let's talk about kind of some of the specifics of how exactly this works. So we know that I have my Horus. I'm ready to stake it. What's my next step?
Do you want to take on that, Jack?
Yeah, so the cool thing with the smart contracts is it's running on the mainnet right now. So if you're a command line person, you can go ahead and start using it. But we can start integrating into any front end website. And the first one that we're working with is the Eos toolkit, which lets you buy RAM, change permissions, lets you transfer EOS tokens and all that already. And hopefully we'll get into other wallets that are supporting Horus as well in the future. Do we want to go right into kind of the mechanisms of the Horus staking? I can go right into that if you want to.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead. So basically, if you have at least 10 Horus tokens, you can stake them into you can stake those tokens, which is going to lock them up for 7 days. And after 7 days, you can claim rewards for those. And those rewards are going to be the issuance of the eCash. So as we said, there's right now there's a zero supply for eCash. Or Eos Cash. No Eos Cash exists, so there's no pre-mine or anything. You can go ahead and start staking Horus tokens for this, and after 7 days, you can claim your Eos Cash, which is proportionally to the amount of Eos that you're staking. So right now, I think it's we have for a 30-day period, it's 0.01% mint of the Eos Cash towards the Horus token that you stake. And you can stake as much as you want. You can stake if you get Horus tokens, you can leave them in there, stake them. You can keep staking Horus tokens for this Eos Cash, and then after a 7-day period, you can also refund your Horus. If you want to, go back and go to an exchange with your Horus tokens, you can refund those Horus tokens, get those back as liquid Horus, and you can, then use those like any other token. And the Eos Cash is also, and basically works like any other Eos token. So you can go ahead and trade that, or trade those between you and your friends, anything like that, immediately, which is pretty cool. There's no restrictions to it. It's open to whatever you want to do with it right now.
Yeah.
So, would you like to show him how the Eos, sort of like a quick overview how Eos look like?
Yeah. So let me try to do the screen share here.
Sounds great. For anybody who is kind of like an investor who may not realize what's actually going on here. This is EOS as real estate at work. You know what I mean? This is everything that EOS was built to be. This is, I believe, one of the first staking contracts so far to be initiated on the net. And not only that, but you guys have developed a stable coin that you receive as, you know, as kind of dividends from staking your Horus. I'm stoked. I'm excited. I've been waiting for this for a long time. So it's cool to be able to sit down with you and get kind of the first dibs on this. And EOS Toolkit is one of my go-to sites. Nathan is an amazing developer along with EOS, and this is kind of the thing that I use most often. So
before we get into the toolkit, I just want to clarify. Initially, the eCash or the EOS Cash is not going to be stable because it's going to be trading freely without being pegged to anything in particular. So we believe that it becomes stable when we peg it to a value in US dollar, and we have the EOS reserve that backs that value. So yeah, that's where we're coming up with stability on creating. That's how we're creating the stability. But for now, it's going to be trading just like another crypto until the value goes under $1 at any point in time. And if all reserves are ready at that time, then we're going to announce that eCash is backed by an EOS reserve and make that EOS reserve public.
Cool. I like it.
You want to take it?
Yeah, Matt, can you see the screen here?
I sure can. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So I'm on, right now we're on the dev site for the EOS toolkit, but this is most likely what it's going to look like when it goes into production, hopefully relatively soon. If you come down over here, there's a HorusPay section on the left. And when you click this up, you can see over here that you have the options to now stake Horus, and as well as down here you have the stakes that you already make in Horus. So as you go, you can continuously stake your Horus tokens. So you can stake some Horus tokens right away, and then if you go get more Horus tokens, you can stake that separately, one by one, going through. And it's basically kind of the same thing as any other EOS token here. You can stake it to yourself, so you can stake your Horus tokens to yourself, or you can also stake it to someone else, another EOS account. And let's see here. So right now, I think these guys are in dev right now. So they're still working on getting their scatter to work completely. Yep. But you can see the front end. This is basically what the front end is probably going to look like for most likely. So over here, you can see here's my EOS account, which is just J de Salvatore. And then I can go ahead, I can stake to myself if I wanted to, or if you gave me your account, I could stake it to your account. And then in here, I can stake how much Horus I would like to. And the cool thing about this is you're not like, your Horus is going to appear in your wallet. It's not like you don't lose your Horus ever. You just kind of you kind of lock it up, so to speak, for the duration of the stake. And then you can go ahead and you would attach this to scatter, and you can go ahead and stake this, and it would show up in a row down here. And once you have your Horus staked, you get two buttons over here. One would be to claim your rewards. So after 7 days, you can claim your EOS Cash, and that will be automatically sent to your account. You'll automatically get that when you claim that. And if you're done and you want to pull your Horus back into a liquid Horus, you can unstake those Horus. And that takes, for both for staking and for unstaking, it's a 7-day period. So it's kind of following like a week. So 7 days to get your rewards, and then
payday.
7 days. Yeah, payday.
Payday every Friday.
That's exactly what it is. It looks super simple. Like, as I said, I'm a huge fan of EOS Toolkit. It's probably my most commonly used tool, and this is super easy. Count, receiver. It's the exact same as if you're staking for CPU. It's the same thing, same setup. I like it, guys. I think it's.
I'm sorry, just to interrupt. I just wanted to add one more thing, where Jack mentioned how you can stake for other people. Your rewards could go to other people, and you could create multiple stakes of different quantities. What this could do is allow a payroll department to actually create a stake for their employees, and every Friday actually disperse payments in eCash.
Right.
I love it. I think it's awesome. You guys did it. I know you guys have been kind of quiet over the last few days, and I also know you guys have been working your butt off, but this is cool. This is what EOS is all about. And you guys are kind of doing some new things, and like I already love the project, but this is super cool. I'm actually looking forward to getting this done so I can go stake my EOS here. How long will it be, do you think, before EOS Toolkit's live? Do you guys have kind of a rough ETA, or is it just kind of it's done when it's done?
Well, we're currently communicating with Nathan. He's very fast, like incredibly fast.
Yeah,
so
he's really good. He's really helpful and responsive.
We think that probably within the next 24 hours, it will be live.
Yeah.
Maybe even before you publish this interview. So
yeah, we put in a late breaking change, so that's why.
Yeah, we threw him off a little bit.
I love it. I really think it's cool, guys. And like HorusPay, it's needed. People can say what they want, but they've asked the people, do you want, what are you do you want to get paid in crypto? And people have said yes. Like this is not something that's going to happen in 10 years. This is something that's happening right now. And I can see that you guys have made it super easy. I've been excited about HorusPay since the day that I picked it up, before I ever had a conversation with Jared. So what's kind of the roadmap from here? What does the rest of the journey look like, guys?
Oh boy, there's a lot coming. So next is head down on getting that MVP out. So we think that by the end of September, we feel very confident about that date. So the end of September, we should have the platform. You'll be able to sign on and start exchanging payroll files with your payroll vendor. So it's just very, very minimal. But at least it makes us a utility platform already, where you can exchange these payroll files and start providing a service to our clients, which is a very important piece, because right now there's a lot of people exchanging payroll information in emails and in 100 different ways. So with this, by the end of September, we should be starting to draw interest in our project.
Yeah, for sure. I'm already sold. I've read all the benefits: cheaper, easier transmission, gets across the borders, and you don't have to, because of course every country is different. They've got different regs, and it's got everything. It's all online. It's there in front of you. Like, I get it, man. Clearly, you've had some interest. I know you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to talk about specifics or drop company names, but have people been interested in this? I'd be crazy to assume that they haven't been, right?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, there is interest. I know how to talk. I've been in payroll for a long time, and I have industry contacts, and then their interest. I know how to sell to them, because I know this is a big need for what we're creating. So yeah, it's just a matter of us, continuing working at the rate that we're working, as hard as we're working, to push this out and create this portal. And then so by September, the end of September, we'll do another interview with you and give you like the exclusive show of HorusPay.
We're inviting ourselves on.
You don't even have to ask. You don't. You guys, honestly, I'm already a huge fan, and I've since even before we talked. So it's an open invitation. I love you guys. I love what you're doing. I think there's a definite need for it, and I think that you're going to do really, really well. Not financial advice. You got to say that because some people are crazy, but I love HorusPay. I'm a token owner. I will continue to be, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to kind of give me the exclusive. I think it's going to be really big, and I think you guys already have this cult-like following. I watch your Telegram. People are watching, and big things are coming. So I guess I want to ask you, Dreeb, because last time we talked, you were talking about DevCon. What's going on? You got any new developments? What's happening with DevCon?
Oh, DefCon, man, is going to be big. So yeah, we have a lot of speakers in the pipeline. We just added a bunch to our website. There's going to be another press release pretty soon. about that, and then we booked Ivan on Tech to be the master of ceremony. So we believe that Ivan on Tech is the perfect fit because he's an EOS fan. He's a developer himself, and so he can speak to the developers on their language. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're very excited about the DefCon.
DefCon's going to be huge, man. Wish I could be there. Trust me, I do. But it sounds like you've got it all set up anyway, and it's going to be like a big event, which would be a lot of fun. Last question I want to ask you was, of course, as you know, I'm always in there kind of creeping your Telegram. You got some pretty cool new looking shirts coming out for HorusPay, right? I saw those. I love them. I want one. Where'd they come from, and who made them for you?
So large ferine mammal. Seafaring mammal. I can't pronounce them. Their name is just so cool that I can't pronounce it. So yeah, they're super cool, and then they have a really good designer, and they specialize in US projects. So yeah, we talk and then say, hey, our community wants some fresh look, and then they're like, yeah, we produce it, and yeah.
What's the evolution of the T-shirt?
Oh yeah. So now it's a baby falcon, but as we evolve as a company, that falcon is gonna start getting more of a probably like a Pokemon, legendary Pokemon look to it. So it's gonna power up.
Yeah. I'm not just talking about it for no reason. If anybody hasn't seen large seafaring mammal shirts and then seen the new design for HorusPay, like I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, I'm covered in ink, and it looks like something that it would be something that, I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to look like an idiot, but it's a really cool illustration, and it would be something that I would see on somebody as a tattoo, and I would be like, that is extremely cool. Modern, it's neat, I love it. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you guys too long. I know that I have some tokens that I got to go stake here right away. But I do want to ask you guys, where can people find you, Jarib? Where can people hit you guys up, ask you questions? I'll post all the links, of course, below, but what's the best place to get a hold of you guys?
The Telegram. I'm always there answering questions, so stop by the Telegram. I also pop in sometimes on the EOS Trader, what is it, airdrop trader Telegram. You're nabbing on that group. So sometimes I pop in, they tag Jarib and I jump in. So just come and find me on Telegram. I'm always there answering questions.
Yeah, you are, man, and it's always interesting to watch the conversations because you always have some pretty good answers. You definitely you know your token economics and you know your project and you believe in it, and you should. So it's been really cool to meet the whole team today, guys. Honestly, I hope that we can do this again sometime soon. And keep me informed. Keep doing what you're doing, and go HorusPay. I'm stoked to see the future. I think it's gonna be great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Pleasure, guys. We'll see you again soon.